Hello, Ms. Salum Famudem Unakabo. Welcome to Sherrick's Television, the place whose side would they bring Africa or Sierra Leone, wherever you are. When it comes to Una today from we studio number 2, we're based in Houston, Texas, in the United States of America. Now, today, we just don't decide, say, after a while, want for, do a little commentary on the August 10th insurrection. That now 7 days after the way the insurrection take place. We want to do a commentary on them today. And, we want to do this commentary because of quite a lot of misinformation and disinformation where they go on. Because there are two different things then. Misinformation are when somebody don't know, say, the information where they pass not too true, that it not get substance, it not get truth in them, but it pass them anyway because ignorant it not know for say waiting they talk no means not too true. And then this information now when somebody knows say the information where they pass, instead self no say that information they not too true, but it pass anyway because it gets a goal where it want to achieve. So since where the August 10 insurrection take place in Sierra Leone, we only see plenty of them two types of information they pass in the country. Misinformation and disinformation, right? And we don't associate all of them here so to completely certain things the way we lack as a people, as a country, na Sierra Leone. So now that we get for can discuss now today na Sherrick's. Of course, Mina Ibrahim Sharif as always, Namina una host, and of course we get for delve into some of them issues that need today. So one for me is stick around as we continue for delve into the issues. All right. All right. And so me family, today we want to talk about this very insurrection, just like how you see on the screen now. This now how the streets of Freetown will look like on August the 10th. Now, so the streets of Freetown will look like, and at that would they look at today, right? Now that's what they look at. Of course, we add other pictures of APC rallies, how they can normally do the rallies, then at on. And I wouldn't they can use more. For that day in August, you see plenty of like them, but they also you see plenty of them a small picking way they use on that day. So that is the crux of the matter. That is what we want to discuss today. Matter of fact, let me see if I can bring myself up close so that you can actually see me. So that is what we want to discuss today. And on the day of August 10, number one, when some Sierra Leoneans then jump on the streets of Freetown, then claim say na a peaceful protest, then get for all. First of all, even the letter where they write to police, inside that letter they then talk say na a Thanksgiving procession. Now they get for all. That's what they tell the police. Now, me not understand why we go be so deceptive to we own country. Why we no say this protest will want for all, not to Thanksgiving procession, but why would they call her that name day? Now, the one that will write that letter day, therefore be charged with felony, in fact, to me, because they don't lie for that letter day, because they no say not to Thanksgiving procession, they be the whole. So this is a national event where it get the potential for It got a potential for go down into violence, for become violent, for let people in the way they look for that opportunity, for let this kind of demonstration happen at the country so that they go use that situation for me them either steal people and property there, or me them vandalize people and businesses, then people and property there, and then kind of thing. So, it don't make sense for let you write on a letter where they write for let you obtain permission for hold a protest like this, and stay not to a Thanksgiving procession, but another one day you go put. Another one day you put by the letter where you write to the police. So, me family, that was exactly what the people did. So on that day of the insurrection, because it was an insurrection, family, insurrection, and when a people then they rise, some people then they rise up against the authority system for whatever reason we then get, and then they demand say they want for let that authority they come out, they don't want and they anymore. So now this na insurrection, and that one they be happen on that day. Because as the people that don't jump in the street, we begin for listening to them, waiting then they talk. We hungry, we not get food for eat, mother bill for come out. Now the talks and this would be the talk on that day. So that was not a peaceful Thanksgiving procession, right? So that one, let we take her out of the equation. But now this that we do on that day, and we all see how chaotic the streets of Freetown was on that day. The streets of other northern cities were on that day. We see how chaotic it was. All right. So this whole thing don't pass, and the president don't give a speech. The president say we then get for do investigation, and the investigation is ongoing. And so why is then they do this investigation? We don't see say the we don't see say the police, then they get leads, right? The police then they get leads as to who side, some of the perpetrators of the violence of that day, who side the perpetrators then they. The government don't begin to get their leads then they. And so the police, when a direct representation of government, they had no choice but to go who side the intelligence information they come from. So they begin for raid, they begin for arrest people, there. So me, now one thing where they bother me right now, as I speak to my Salon family, one thing where they bother me is this question that I have, right? I have this question, right? Does Evangelist Samson's death deserve this much attention? Right? This is the question that I have. Does it deserve this much attention? We often ask that question because we saw where the police, when they directly represent the authority of government, when they go out there for CC, they don't stop the protest because the protest was not peaceful at all. It was not a Thanksgiving procession at all. It was an insurrection. So they went out there to stop the protest, and then they were overwhelmed by the crowd. And then we see where people then kill police, them, and even when they lay down, then die one. Because if we don't show the picture, we all don't see them pictures, but if we don't show the videos again, but because we don't have to violate policies on YouTube, so we get for left that way. But we see even when the police officers then died, and lay down, then die one, we they see people that they knock them with sticks, that they knock them with stones, right? People that we don't go lay them down their lives to serve humanity, to serve our country. Now so they kill them brutally. So this guy, what they call Evangelist Samson, I cannot believe my eyesight where I see these things coming from Sierra Leone. Evangelist Samson, this was a lawless brother. I mean, we're not glad for in die one. Let us get that correct. We're not glad for Evangelist Samson in die one at all, because we all are human beings. We all get for die one day. We're not ever happy when another Sierra Leonean died. But me really feel say this brother in Taiwan was caused by himself. Or something that so God we don't say that so in your life will end. Because this for serve as an example to we all. For say, nobody not the way we go challenge government. When you challenge government, you're not rebel. And you're not enemy of the state. And therefore, the state could deal with you. Okay, Evangelist Samson, what happened? Let's get this correct story. Based on the information we don't come out from the Sierra Leone police. And based on other information that we would gather from McKinney, because we get people inside McKinney who say they talk to. Right? Okay, so when this insurrection don't happen, the police and they investigate. They don't receive intelligence for say people then they when former combatants them either now be soldier man or whatever or former servicemen, then they at one place when they don't get her and then they try for perpetrate violence. Na McKinney. So the police them they act on that intelligence, they then go to the place there. And when they arrive at the place, the guy that way they did, instead of they surrender to the police and go explain themselves if they were innocent, because that's what you do. When police don't talk, say you are under arrest or whatever you do, stop them. You know for argue them, even when you know say you're right and that the police wrong. You know for argue them. Surrender yourself, go na the court of law and prove yourself. But when you challenge police, you are challenging the government. You are challenging authority. So when the police they don't arrive at the scene, what did they do? Now they go into battle for them. They open fire upon them. So the police themselves they exchange fire with them. They shoot. Then they partner shoot. Now this brother right here, brother Evangelist Samson, now he died inside the battle. And so now with all this noise when people they make about this guy in Taiwan, as if the death of this guy is so important more than the police officers that were then brutally killed in Sierra Leone on that day of the insurrection. Now this me not able to understand. Because you see, at the area journalists and they so focused on asking questions about the death of Evangelist Samson in Sierra Leone. This is another misstep, another unprofessional way of doing the job of journalism. And we get for bring Mr. Machimomona again, when a professor in journalism, now two important universities in America, for making go talk on this issue. Because number one, the guy challenged authority and he died in an ensuing battle with the authority. So why all these questions where people go ask questions? How about what to make people why the journalists are not focus on the way they kill police officers in Sierra Leone? Why are they not talking about that? Now that one they may not able to understand why are the police officers not talking about the journalists they not talk about the police officers who died in Sierra Leone during that insurrection. But when I Evangelist Samson, then now everybody the same thing will be do during the LAJ issue. LAJ don't go na a gas station and not buy petrol, make them don't pump petrol, put it inside in tank, they don't full up in tank, and not pay for the petrol. Then it can't do a motor car, it slap the bubble where they sell at the petrol station, and yeah, it don't swell up. The bag will all a money bag, we get about 60,000 inside. They don't jog the bag, they want for take and then they put that fat and everything. Then they put cost at the place. Then they left the scene, they not pay for the petrol. Right? They left the scene, they not pay for the petrol, they left. When police don't pursue them, don't catch them now, then suddenly we begin for a journalist, they say, oh, they say they don't hold LAJ, they don't creep in here, they don't do the. What kind of distraction is that? How about this poor boy where they go get another place at the police, at the filling station, where they make AI don't swell up and everything. We'll not talk about that one day. Now the same thing what they do about this Evangelist Samson. By the way, the name evangelist. Where did you say you're an evangelist? We don't know if that nickname no more he gets or he actually go for training for that name day. Evangelist Samson. Now this you for the do for challenge authority. Where be say that you for the set good example for the tell the young folks them for may they not challenge authority, may they obey the law, may they work according to the law. Because this whole insurrection, it don't make sense to me at all. Not. It don't make sense to me. Okay? The president will sit down, when they call Julius Madam, you always sit down at that power day. And not just grab one day and go take power by force. He was elected by the people of Sierra Leone. So how would I go just grab them up from 5 districts, even that not to all man at that district, then they would not go just grab in a small number, would I say, oh, would I want let the man come out? How about all the other 11 districts? We not participate. When they say they're not mixed. What would I go tell them? They're not important as alone, not to they get the country. So this now the highest display of ignorance among Sierra Leoneans they would on display. So this guy in Daiwan, I am not happy about it because he's a human being. But to me, it's not supposed to get that importance, that much attention past the police officers the way now then they serve the country. Evangelist Samson was lawless. He was challenging authority and he died in the process. Now make what you for the do with the big one, they will for the tell with Pekin and say, we for the tell them about there where they run so now. For say, don't challenge authority. When authority they don't say that this they want for do, comply with what they don't do, and go to the court of law and challenge them, you probably will win there. But people that they try for challenge authority in Sierra Leone, let's say, they don't respect authority at all. So it is good for us to set these examples. For let people that know for say, like what we don't do in our country, we don't put Salon backwards for more years. We don't put to bien. All the small gain that will be done they make, where people that they express interest, they want for can do business in our country, when they do that business, they go able for create employment for youth, and so that then said go able for they make small money. We don't unbug all of that. Just by doing what we don't do so. We don't unbug all of that. Because Salomon feel say government na info can put food na take bowl, put food inside, mix them, take an inside spoon, put an in mouth, take an inside like na small pikin. We say in any of our legal documents, including the Constitution, including the acts that we'll get, we talk say na Sierra Leone government supposed to provide food for you, na Sierra Leone government supposed to friend will give you. We say in our documents we'll get that one day. We do not have anything like that. What you will get inside with legal documents and that government for creates the enabling environment, the conducive atmosphere for jobs to be created, for food to be provided. So that when the country, and when they talk about conducive atmosphere, enabling environment, now environment where peaceful, now environment where they encourage, entertain, and encourage foreign investors. People that will get money, where they want for can do business in our country. That when the environment is peaceful, those people will want to come. Because imagine if now you in that position, you get your money, you want to go do business. But they say kata in that side, they will say you want to go do that business. You go on for good day. I don't think so. So why is government they try for create a peaceful atmosphere? For create that enabling environment, that conducive atmosphere for let investors then come and start for do business and employ and begin for make all man they get money. When I don't jump on that streets, when they kill police officers openly, when they set fire upon buildings them, then they take pictures of them and they on social media all over the world. People they don't see that one day. So how that investor go come? Then they blame government. So Let me look at this whole thing because they been trying for justify this whole thing as they, what did they do? It make what kind of sense? I don't understand, right? Let us see this, my family. Right here, this is not the map of Sierra Leone we'll get. And on this map, any side where you see, say, na red day. Now they people that come out day for can do that insurrection. What they call a Thanksgiving procession. These areas where mark red right here, these areas, the family, this is where the people came from, and this is where the way what they say. I mean, look at this whole map. These are the whole map of Sierra Leone. Look at it. And look who said the people that come on. Even next year, who said they come on. So this we get how we call them? We get Bombali, right? We get Tonkolili, they dong here. We get Putloko. We get Karine, actually, now Karine they up here. We get Putloko, we get Bombali, Tonkolili, and Western area. Now they 5 areas they didn't come out. So what are you going to tell the rest of the people that were there in the other parts of the country? We then say we not mix. We not say we not go just come on at that red zone and jump in that seat. And if you say we're not go able for change government, when are the people that come together and elect? We not just say we're not go able for pull government like that so easily, right? So easily. So look at this list right here. The one when I read, now decide this way people that come out for do the insurrection. We get Eastern Freetown, right? We get part of Putloko. We cannot do the whole of Putloko. Part of Putloko. We get Bombali. We get Karine. Then we get part of Tonkolili district. Now then come out. Not to the all that safe. Now, you look at the green zone. Huh? The green zone, Western Freetown, they say they don't mix. Kwanadugu no mix. Huh? Falaba no mix. Cambia no mix. Bo no mix. Bont no mix. Moamba no mix. Pujo no mix. Kailanhu. Kene Makono. They all say we no mix. Then you say you go able for change a government like that. You say you go able to change government like that one day. How you go able to change government? Which kind of ignorance that one day? So you see what they tell when I say, when the president come with this idea of human capacity development at Sierra Leone, it's very important. Because what they go on so, now the product of waiting APC we don't do in 24 years when they be in power, plus the other 10 years 11 years where they win almost 35 years where they don't rule that country. Waiting they don't do now with the pan, and the products that we get so now. And nobody not going to tell me say which are the talk not make sense or not to true because it is true. Now, for example, APC they don't mass education at that country for a very long time. They don't do anything for promote education in the country because they know say when people, Sierra Leoneans are educated, they know between their rights and their wrongs. So nobody know they just can't tell them for do stupid things and grab them go do them. But so now make them don't matter. And now when you look at this insurrection, you actually see that now the vulnerable youths we don't get the same education. They talk about this human capacity development, they don't have it. Now that they don't use, plenty don't go die. And then we do this insurrection, they are from the northeast of our country. And then you pick it and they die for the insurrection. Then you pick it and they die. Nobody don't die from the southeast. Or even at Kwenadugu and Falaba. Nobody don't die from there because they were not involved. So this should be a clear example where we need for no Sierra Leoneans. We then bobo them, we need for know this. Then one day whether the insights una go do them kind of so then you pick it and they abroad or they sit down at host, they're not the jump in the streets. Now una then they send. They wanna go die for nothing. You for no say when apart from God Almighty, Now government na in the next. You know they ever challenge government. When you challenge government now, your life you don't put at risk. You know, you cannot challenge government. So, my family, when I look at this map, because you see, when people that they do things that were stupid, then they forget say there are people that are intelligent, there are people that are smart, where they go able to analyze what they do. This is the map of Sierra Leone, for goodness sake. Look at this map and look at who side this here today. This is where the people came from. Even then these seats there, so like carrying not to all man jump na streets are carrying it. Bombali not to all man jump na streets. Potlo Tonkolili not to all man jump na streets. Potloko not to all man jump na streets. Freetown not to all man jump na streets. Because I Eastern Freetown, I did that confusion with it. Western Freetown not be mixed. So that just a small handful number of the entire population of Sierra Leone now then jump na street and say they don't want Mother again. What they know say, APC strategy on this issue is that they know say everything not they go well for them. Ever since when Madabio win, that's so bad that they display no more. They don't do all kinds of things for undermine the governance systems in the country. Everything, they don't set violence, they don't do all kinds of things. So they don't run out of strategy. When they say APC get 99 tactics, all the tactics there, now bobo tactics there. They're not going to get tactics. Now tune them, they don't know nothing but anything what they do. They just they plunge with country. Every opportunity that the Sierra Leonean people have given to APC for me to do something for that country, they plunge our country into problems. They wait time come when they grab, when I go begin to dance for them back, then when I go vote for them back. How stupid can we be? We all the talk say, oh, we want to let the country go before, we want to let the country better. How stupid can we be? Well, we don't get an opportunity for make level country go before, then we go put our behind back. APC now then tell them people that say, may they not agree for may they continent during the midterm census. You see, the work of government is like a moving train. You know, they stop. You wait one for a stop, you get off the train. So you will be saying, like, they're not country people there. The midterm census has to take place because government has to do the work of the people. So when they don't do the midterm census, the data don't come out, and the data is so professional, it's so good. Because that 2015 census was based on politics. Now, politics they use, even the one that were working at Statistics Sierra Leone office at that time, they were all affiliated with the APC. And they were all not qualified to work in Statistics Sierra Leone offices. So they use politics for do the census, then go allocate numbers there fictitiously, per lie. So when we talk, say we do it professionally, because even the enumerators say we go do the thing, they have tablets, they will get GPS, global positioning systems on them. So if you talk, say you didn't carry the country people, the GPS on that device will tell them, say, yes, indeed, Ibrahim Sharif is in carrying. So any data where they get here and realistic data, but then we go sit down at hotel and they write fictitious numbers there. At the end of the day, 2050, they say that the number is 7 million, so people and they will get at the country. When they could not verify that information, they could not verify it. So that strategy failed. Yeah. So according to the Constitution, the National Electoral Commission, they use the latest census data for do boundary delimitation. So this boundary delimitation, now where they go on, and then now as APC from where they not, because they not be used to election, no. APC is used to communism. Now few people that they go inside one room, then come out, they can't talk, say this person is our presidential candidate. So meaning that if that person they win election at national level, now then few people that they don't choose whether the president for the entire country, which is completely against the national constitution. Because the national constitution say for you to elect your presidential candidate, it has to be through election. And the national constitution supersedes the party constitution and yeah. So this now they know they try for talk. They know they talk the truth. Anytime where APC get opportunity, now you kill they play, they are never straightforward. They don't do anything with a straightforward business. So From the same way the PPRC don't tell us, say, when I need for get election, when I need for get constitution, when I need for work at the democratic way, for choose a presidential candidate for una party. Say today, then they struggle with that one day. They're not able to do it because their party is not a democratic party. They don't understand democratic processes. So then they see, and it's by Kroma, they'll move around in a pull press release from the office of the former president, you know, attaching that aura of importance to himself. I mean, a demand. You don't know the African Union is actually ridiculing him. That they ridicule him because they don't see, say, he is the architect of the violent environment that we have in the country. Because from where it come out as president of the country, you know how for giving, you know how for give up, you know how for become the statesman that he's supposed to be. You know how for they advise the APC for make them comply with democratic values in our country. So the AU that she don't pay, say, you know what you for do? This Maya, let we keep her engaged. Number one, let us send her, let go get training on democratic processes in Africa, how democracy they work, this, that. So I see where the team, you know, the ID card, whatever they give them, where and I neck, you go to that. So, and you know, the people are very smart. The other one back where they create problem at the country under this democracy. Now the mayor of the Freetown City Council, now then two they send. First, they go to Zimbabwe, then they go to one other country, then they waka with them, they go to then training, then they say, you guys go receive some training on democracy. Because you do not know how democracy operates. You don't know how democracy they work. So when I go get some training, then like where you don't get training, like where you don't go to school, where they say OJT, on the job training. So now they say in Kenya. They say when I go Kenya now, when I go observe democratic election. Oh my God, I can't believe that. These guys are nonated. They don't know what they do, man. They don't understand what African Union they do with them. If and it's by Komabi don't appreciate all them fly where they fly. So now ridicule that they ridicule, but you don't understand. But it is good for us. Because maybe once, per the TOR they get, the terms of preference they get, where you don't go do the training on democracy, you don't go observe election at Kenya. He should now come back and gather all manner of money, conference hall, make you go explain to you what he don't go learn. And how can what he don't go learn help transform the country and let in people, that, especially in the APC, make them continue for comply with democratic systems in the country. Now that's I want for letting TOR do. But I don't know if they get handy by the TOR. Oh my God, I can't believe, man. I can't believe that these guys, man. Wait, God, why, God? Why you put you in this country with these people? Why? Because that's my question. These people, every time that they behave so stupid, man, that they behave so ignorant. But they get this belief you say, what did they do that true? I mean, how can you tell people's children to jump on the street like this? They're in a street. Look them picking it. They're all small. They don't even know what to make them work under. They don't get food in their belly. It look like that's the way they run. Look at that's the way they go. Who's saying they go now? Like, what are you trying to do? Who's saying you go? You go to State House for go sit down there or what? What is happening? You know? My people. So these are some of the things I want to talk about. We are so ignorant. We are so ignorant. Like when and it's by Kroma they talk so incompetent and munku politician. Me if we say in a super duper munku politician pass the whole. Oh shit, man. But anyway, so this is what we want to bring to you. I mean, can you imagine what happened in Sierra Leone? They wouldn't grab, all man grab, they say, nah, the whole country. People have jumped on the street. Is this the whole country? My family, this is not the whole country. Look inside the red day. This red area, now then come out. And that's not to all man come out from the red area. Everybody else from all the other parts of the country, they say we not mix. We not mix for that one, which is say we not mix for them. So we not mix with it. We not join with them. Right? You only have 10 months to election. Why don't you go register? We be say we all the register. What you make you not go register? If you know what matter, you go vote, you pull out. Democratically, peacefully. Pass they go back to 1921 strategy. The first APC, one thing where they not get correct is this. You know, there was a time in the 70s, you know, the late 70s, where they grew up, when I be small picking, whether they use violence, where politics they come, or election they carry, they use violence, intimidation, they fit say that they work right now. This is 2022, for goodness sake, we are getting into 2023. This is the modern era. That nonsense one they do first day, they operate anymore. For the answer, and then strategy they want and they put the answer. Now the one man and the way it don't do boku thing for put salon bien. We see asu. I not say we say Chancellor Sudan right now, I know they forgive him. Because in hand they power with everything what Chancellor do. They can't take boku money na Chancellor in hand. Na salon. Now they driver and come out. They arrest and say force. Because the man be one for base at salon for go do insurgency inside Liberia. If we don't want demand for they want to drive them, or we want to hand over to international community, but we not go hold demand, they want to pull money in their hand again. From where that man they left salon, now he talks, he says, Sierra Leone will suffer the bitterness of war. All that economic thing, where economic with the grab na future, they go bomb na Liberia, not doing really, but it began all that grudge under. Put the answer there, let's say they in set it to Momo. We know all these things. It's evidence here. Under the same people that watch, Ebola don't come, it don't destroy people there. The civil war, where they ask for the Sanko, wait till make you take arms and ammunition and go to bush and they try for fight against government. The reason they always for the Sankogi on 23rd March 1991, now focus on Africa BBC. Robin White, now be the man where they ask for the Sanko questions. Waiting at the answers the way he give. They say APC corrupt. APC, they don't take the country's wealth, they don't turn it to their own. They say they are nepotic. They are greedy. They are selfish. Now the reason in this way give. All man be agree with them. Now when I'm on them self-carry, they begin killing those same people then. Now I don't know the strategy fail them. So the salon people, how are going to see all these things they happen over and over and over? Then when time come for when I go cast on a vote, then when they now that person where they see said that single person where they grab go he be in ballot for APC. You don't get mentality, you don't get thinking. You don't get thinking. I can't understand people, man. I cannot. So this was not the whole of Sierra Leone that did insurgency. This was just a small group of people where they mark red on that map. Now they began to involve in this insurgency. Right? So we have to call the spade the spade. You know? So my family when I stick around. people, it is good for us to, to come to terms with certain things the way they happen. And our country has always tried for politics which is supposed to be as a nation. So we now also that Sheriff's Broadcasting Station or Sheriff's Television, we are saying that indeed, the event that will take place on August the 10th at Salon don't change with history. It don't change with history, but it don't change with history. And we all for agree say this will be an APC coup d'etat for me to overthrow a democratically elected government. But that strategy don't fail. That strategy don't work at all. It was a coup d'etat, but the strategy don't work. They put vulnerable youths them, on the line. Plenty of them lost their lives in the country, and this they always do. Vulnerable youth. So this one now be a coup d'etat. Now be a coup d'etat will happen at Salon. And so me family them, so much importance where journalists and they pay to this guy in debt. Like I would not say that sheriffs, we offer with condolences to our brother. We offer sympathy to the family. We not a wish for let any other soul perish in Sierra Leone, for let anybody in Sierra Leone die, especially die violently. We don't want that. We not condone that. But this for also be a clear warning to other people that are in the country, other youths and other people that are in the country for say, when you challenge government, especially violently, now so you they end up. They challenge the government. This man may not say what they do, so they put in your life at risk. And at the end of the day, when you don't die, then people that they make this big deal out of it. To me, it not deserve that much importance. Now the one that we do clean, they wear uniform, then go, then put their lives on the line for me and you, police officers, when a direct representation of government. Now then they interpret with laws. Now then they enforce with laws. Then go kill them brutally. Then lay down and die one. Then they still knock them with sticks and they knock them with stones. How can you be that cruel? How can you be that inhuman? Somebody don't die down, they breathe again. Then they still knock out with stick, they still knock out with stone. Why we not they talk about that one? The journalists in Sierra Leone, why are we not talking about those police officers that perished when they killed brutally on the streets of Freetown? Why we not they talk about them? But we all focus with attention on Evangelist Samson. Why? You see how all that small things so they do now make our country they are lucky. Because we're not honest. We're not honest. Every opportunity we don't get for display some form of honesty, we all in different ways. When they display dishonesty, we are not honest with our country. So that's why we country they go through this. Don't just blame it on the leaders. Blame it on yourself. As journalists, you have the moral obligation for let you set the record straight. May you present facts. But every opportunity where journalists that they get at Sierra Leone, they go after trivia issues that they want for sway information in their own way. For let the information look like say, what's in there one no more 9 for 9 are the truth. It is not. That's not how you do journalism. But anyway, we brother go Canada when Mr. Matthew Momo, that's he's the professor of journalism. He go talk on the NTSO for let we able for know, where the truth lies. Evangelist Samson, come on, man. I don't understand where these people are coming from with this kind of things. Evangelist Samson. I'm not against your brother at all. May his soul rest in peace. But you cannot challenge government. This government was democratically elected. If you want to get rid of this government, do it democratically. And the one they own at Salo where they mess with war. We don't know what's in a war. Some of we go through them. When I be young man, the way war start in salon. We see what's in a war. Some of you now, either they not be done born on it, or even if we been there alive, you been small. Now taught them, they taught you where the rebel they eat here, when all run with your parents there. They taught you. So you don't know what's in our war. Now make it a mess with war. If you say when war come, you will the against government, you just they take that you want small like gun, you go shoot person, you kill her, then you run, go to other countries, you don't nothing they happen with you. You don't know what you are messing with. Now make we will know war. We they pray to the Almighty God for let war not ever happen at Sierra Leone. Not even a small one. Because we know what we will go through. Yeah? About 70,000 Sierra Leoneans now they just died. Where they're not being planned for, so not to natural death, violent death. 2 million are then displaced. So you put their numbers and into perspectives. You they mess with war. You they play with the idea of war. Do you know what war is? They're so ignorant. And me, I they tell una, if una the young one them, when I think about this critically, when I support President Bill, me, I not do this because I campaign for this man. No, that's not what I'm doing right now. Being in this role that I'm in, I have the moral obligation to tell you what the truth is. Because when President Bill they talk, when they do things, you dey see and for say, he get passion for change your country for the better. You dey see and when somebody else they talk, you dey see like you dey see say this, he just want to do this for let get power, for enrich himself, it not really mean and I heart. But when President Bill they talk about Sierra Leone, you dey see him inside his heart, you dey see the passion. This is not the man this way they go even abroad. You know they just left the ministers then for go talk for we. Now instantly they go as president, he talk to investors, talk to people that for can our country for can help we. Now the man this way don't talk say anybody who born at Sierra Leone, regardless of your status, regardless of whatever condition where they in, whether you blind, whether you disabled, whether you this, whether you that, you get right for go school. Even though we get picking it today when they get belly, when they sit on at house, it say you get right for continue for land. You know what that means? You know what that means? Then when they go and mess with somebody like this, for over 6 decades since we get independent, this is now one of the best presidents that we don't get in our country. Because of how they think about the country. Most of the development programs that this man don't put in place, sometimes he don't get for even they alive now for see how they get for benefits Sierra Leoneans. Because when I just want to where the man can sit down inside 2 years, inside 4 years, if a bakeless salon turn into like paradise, like na Las Vegas or na like New York or na like England, London. No. You wanna know what the man inherits from the APC? You wanna know what they inherit? Like na tomorrow APC they left. Now next today, then can go motocar then and then bank they load money inside their motocar then they salon money. They can go everything. Then the man don't come and they try for patch things, and they try for do things. When I say when I'm hungry. Who say hungry no day? Even now in America, not to today, the president of the United States, Joe Biden, now today he signed a bill for men and fight inflation in America. So that people that go able to forget food again for it. Even in America, people that they suffer. America is the most powerful country in the world. People that they suffer they, because of the global inflation where they go on. Then when I say salon, therefore can't begin to spoon feed you. Where don't clean, not go fend for yourself. Say that government they can't give you. Then when I get the boat, when I they jump and see, when I they set fire up people and buildings, then when I they kill police officers because of that nonsense thinking. Because when I not get, people that they're politicians, the APC, they can't tell when I say when I go do this, then when I go do them. The APC strategy don't fail. All the strategy, because they want for come back in a power through violence means. Now, when I want to send one and I sit for go fight for them, they don't can issue statement now say, not to them send one. They say they don't ever take power by violence means. So anybody will jump and street, will perpetrate violence, let the law take in course. Let them deal with it. So then a message for you. You will be jumping and street. This is your message. Go now and jump and street again for APC. Come on, man. That's like, I don't understand. How ignorant can we be? So, my family, that's what I get for end this broadcast for today. I be just one for come to now quickly today for, let we, I don't know. I just be one for come up to now. So me na Ibrahim Sharif again. I'm coming from Sheriff's studio number 2 based in Houston, Texas, in the United States of America. Not forget for go register to vote. Now, only through voter registration and election, you go able to change government peacefully. You know, change government by boss. All right? That 1921, 1978 APC tactics not the work again. The world don't civilize. Thank you very much, my family.